We want you to live your best life, straight up. I mean, we all want to live our best lives. That's what we're really out here trying to do. That's a lot of crazy stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? We made it through 2020. Congrats, fam. Love you. A lot of crazy stuff went on that we didn't know about was going to happen before that. And 2020 has barely started, but I mean, already stuff is going on. But you know what? We can still live our best lives because we can learn to control and own our actions, our thoughts, our intents. So today I want to talk about goal setting because I think having goals to work towards is the best way for you, for me, for all of us to live our best lives and to take control of what we can during unprecedented times when everything seems like it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? The best we can do is the best we can do. So today we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about doing that best. This is Motivation Monday, fam. Let's get it. What's good? This is Josh from Illexotic. Thank you so much for being here today. This is Motivation Monday. Happy 2021. This is actually the first Motivation Monday I'm doing of 2021 so far. We took a little hiatus here on YouTube, but we're back at it, getting back into it, baby. Our schedule is changing up a little bit. We're doing one Motivation Monday, one Mental Health Monday, one Song React Sunday, and a new series that we're starting called The Process every month. So it's going to be a video every week still, but basically one each of those videos each month. And we'll keep you updated as we continue to update our schedule. Also, real quick, I just want to remind you, if you don't mind, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you have not already. This just helps us to, gain a little more traction and hopefully reach more people with these videos. But let's get into it. So goal setting. Why do we want to set goals? Well, like I already said, there's a lot of things that are outside of our control happening all the time. But if we have goals in mind, if we have an ideal image of the type of person we want to be, of the things that we want to achieve, the lifestyle that we want to live, it's going to give us more focus, more concentration, more control, more authority over what is happening within, rather than letting all of the outside forces dictate who we are and who we become. Goals help us to stay motivated and focused. They bring us closer to living that ideal lifestyle that we're looking for. They help us to keep track of our progress. They open us up to opportunity and open up opportunities to us. And I think the most important part is reaching and achieving the goals that we want, that we know we set for ourselves, is so fulfilling and can lead to true happiness. I truly believe this. All right, so to start us out, I want us to think in the long term, in the big picture. I want us to start macro and go micro. I want us to start just out like far in the nether, in the vague regions of our minds, and then come in closer, clearer, sharper, more focused as we get closer and closer to the present moment. So what I mean by that, think about in the bigger picture, what is our ideal lifestyle? What does that look like? Who's the kind of person that we want to be? That if we think about just living, thriving, living our best life, what does that look like? Where are we? Who are we? We're gonna define exactly what we want to achieve, who we want to be, what kind of person we want to be, what do we want to be doing in life? What kind of lifestyle do we want to lead when we're living our best life? And in order to do this, we have to be genuine, we have to be authentic, we have to be honest and open with ourselves. This is an inward journey in which we're manifesting everything into the outer world. We have to start with that inside. We got to be honest, we got to be clear and come clean to ourselves about who we really are. What do we really want? So no matter what it is, we're all going to have our own unique passions, desires, our ways of contributing to the world, the legacy that we want to live, that we want to lead by. And even though it may be the same as some others, we're all going to have different paths of getting there. So to tackle this, the strategy I like to use, I call it the game plan. So the game plan is it's literally like a goal list. It's a checklist, a sheet that we're going to actually write down. We could type it out too, but I prefer to actually write it down or type it out and print it up, whatever works for you. We're gonna have a list of everything from 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, 1 week, and today. We're gonna start at 20 years. And in that 20 years, I just want you to think about Where do you want to be in 20 years? Who do you want to be? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want to achieve? And starting so far in the future, it's okay to be very general with this, because a lot happens. Life will absolutely change between now and 20 years in ways that we cannot even fathom, that we have no idea, no way to predict now. But that being said, we want to have kind of an ultimate goal of like, how do we want to live our lives? In 20 years, what do I know is going to make me happy? Right now, in my soul, what do I know am I going to be living the life that I want to live when I'm there in 20 years? Assuming I get there. But, we have to assume and we got to hope for and work for the best. So we're going to go in this with a positive outlook. I want you to reach for the stars with this one. So let's say, for example, if I want to be a rock star, let's say I want to go down in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 20 years. That's my 20-year goal. Maybe I got another goal, like I want to own hella acreage and live on a farm or something. Cool, another goal. Let's focus on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame one for now. If I want to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 20 years, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to put a box next to it because in 20 years, I'm going to have this paper hopefully still, and I want to check that damn box off to know when I hit that Hall of Fame, because that's going to be the ultimate celebration right there. That's like, that's it. That's the goal. So in 10 years then, I need to be probably like, I don't know, let's say headlining an international tour, like big world tour. So that's what I'm going to write in my 10 years goal. Now I'm going to put a checkbox next to that, because once I get that tour down, best believe I'm going to be checking that off, and I'm going to know, damn, I'm on track, fam. Let's go. Let's get it. So in 5 years, let's say I'm just throwing things off the top of my head right now. I want to be headlining a tour on the West Coast and East Coast of the United States. In 2 years, I'm going to write down I am headlining the biggest club in my city or the nearest city. In 1 year, I need to drop an album. So I have, my band or myself has music coming out. I got stuff to play. I got things to push out to the press, And then in 6 months, if I'm dropping an album in a year, in 6 months, I'm going to want to drop a single and a music video, and I'm send it to everyone I know. So I'm writing each of these things down, and I'm putting the check boxes next to all of them, so I know when I accomplish these things and I can keep myself accountable to it, I'll know when I've done it, and I can celebrate for that too. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm just making the big long-term goal, the biggest thing I want to achieve, and I'm working my way back. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more steps than what I just laid out, and it might look different. There's different ways to get there. But the main thing is I have these goals that are in increments. They're both the goals and the steps to get there at the same time. And I know when I achieve these things, as long as I've taken the time to really think about it, I know that I'm on the right path to reaching what I want to ultimately accomplish. We can't predict the future, of course, but the point of this is that we can learn to control and take ownership of our own actions, our own thoughts, our own intentions, and to strive for the best for ourselves and the world around us as well. Okay, so we're gonna take some time, as much time as it needs, a couple hours, whatever it is, one time. Just sit down, concentrate, focus, do whatever it is, and we're gonna write down what we really want to achieve. And this has to be authentic, again, from us. The only way we're going to stick with this, and the only way we know that we will be happy when we reach that goal, is if we're doing it for us. If I'm doing this for me because I want to, because it's what drives me, and only I can answer that question for me. And of course, this may be something that involves other people. It's probably going to be something that involves other people, and other people may be a part of this as well. But my own happiness cannot truly be lasting if I am basing that on what someone else wants for me rather than what I want for myself or what I want for my surroundings, my community, the world. So I did this myself. I wrote down on a couple pieces of paper my long-term goals and short-term goals and everything in between, the steps to get there. I actually scanned and made a couple copies of my game plan, and I keep them with me in multiple places so that if I lose one, or if I don't look at one for a while, it's somewhere else so I can keep seeing it. That's a major key that I want you to practice as well, is keep your game plan somewhere where you'll see it regularly, or somewhere where you'll access it regularly, because we don't want to just, write this down and then put it in a drawer somewhere and forget about it. That defeats the whole purpose. Part of this is that we want to keep ourselves accountable to make sure that we're actually taking the steps that we've outlined for ourselves. And just as important as that, when you check things off this list, especially if they're big things, reward yourself, celebrate. If it's just a little step or something, you know what I'm saying? Just take pride in the fact that you did it. And if it's a big step that you have accomplished, or something, a transformation that you've made, or just something that you know for sure marks a milestone in your journey, celebrate it. Share it with like-minded people who are also trying to grow. People in your community, your homies who are trying to see you thrive, that you're working with. Or even your peers that are just rooting for you. I promise you that they are out there and they're gonna be just as juiced for you as you are. And let me tell you, it's so damn awesome when you start hitting off some of these major goals and you get to check those things off, because we're gonna be checking back on this list. That's the thing too, we're gonna be checking back on this list regularly. There's another reason why it's broken into years, months, weeks, and everything. We're gonna be looking at it at those time frames and seeing where are we along that. It's a good way to keep track of it and just keep yourself pumped on the journey. And lastly, of course, we know that life often changes, sometimes drastically, as it has for many people in this last year in 2020 and everything. So, if and when it's necessary, revisit and revise your goals. We can look at our game plan and see what still is in alignment with everything that we want to do, and what needs to be updated, whether that be because of major life events that are changing our course, if we have, just evolved as people and come to learn and realize more about ourselves that has changed from before. Whatever it is, take out that game plan. We can look and change up as much of it as we need, but think about it critically and where we want to be. If that still means we want to be the same person or the same goal that we had set in 20 years, cool. Maybe it just means some different steps to get there. Maybe that means we want to be someone else, do something else, cool. We can change that up too, but update the plan to get there accordingly and keep on it. Keep track of that. Keep celebrate every moment that we're able to even work on this journey, and enjoy the journey most of all. Me personally, I believe that, our thoughts, our actions, our intentions shape us, make us who we are, and show us who we really want to be. So I think every day that we spend working towards the goals of being that ultimate person, living that best life, we are that person. We are becoming that best life. Just know that we are always going to be here rooting for you. I hope some of this info was helpful to you. Let me know in the comments down below, what are your goals? What are some of the things that you want to achieve, want to become, want to be? What does your best life look like? Whether that's tomorrow or in 15 years, whatever. Shoot us a message, let us know. If you need some encouragement along the way, we have a ton of motivation, mental health, and other videos here on YouTube. And like I said, we're going to be making more of them every month. So stay tuned. Feel free to message us anytime. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button. Just helps us to, get into the algorithm a little more, reach more people. But aside from that, thank you for watching. We'll be back with you again for more Motivation Monday. Remember, fam, you are amazing. Much love.